Episode 2 of The Pastor's Daughter and the Choir Master. Years passed after the scandal that shook Christ the Light Assembly. Naomi Cole, once the shining example of purity, was now a shadow of herself. Her son, David, grew into a bright, curious child with Michael's same sharp eyes and smile. But his presence was both a blessing and a wound, reminding Naomi daily of the love that betrayed her. Pastor Daniel had never fully forgiven his daughter. Though he provided for her and the child, his affection for her had died the day the scandal broke. At church, he still preached fire and brimstone, but in his home, Naomi lived under cold silence. Some members pitied her. Others saw her as the price of disobedience. Naomi endured gossip and rejection, but she poured all her love into little David. Before we continue, please like, comment, share and follow. 7 years later, news spread that Michael Johnson had returned to Lagos. No one expected it. He had left in shame, vanishing without a trace. Now, whispers said he was doing well working with a new Pentecostal church, the Redeemed Ark Ministry, where he had risen quickly in leadership. Naomi's heart trembled when she heard. For years, she had trained herself to hate him. But deep down, bitterness and longing were tangled inside her. One Saturday, while she was buying groceries at Balagan Market, she turned and froze. Michael was standing right there. Time slowed. His face was older, sharper, but his eyes were the same. He smiled nervously. Naomi. Her chest tightened. Words failed her. Memories of sleepless nights, labor pains without his support, the shame, the betrayal all rushed back. She turned to leave, but he grabbed her arm. Please, don't go. I've been looking for you. Please don't forget to click on the follow button before we continue. Later that week, they met at a small restaurant. Michael looked remorseful, but Naomi was stiff, her pain evident. I was a coward, he admitted. I hurt you in ways I can never forgive myself for. I was lost, but I'm a changed man now. God gave me another chance. Naomi let out a bitter laugh. Another chance? You destroyed mine. You left me to face the shame, the whispers, my father's wrath. Do you know what it feels like to be the fallen daughter? To raise your child alone? Michael's eyes welled up. That's why I'm here. I want to be part of David's life. He's my son too. Naomi froze. The thought of Michael claiming her son filled her with dread. For 7 years, David had only known her. He never asked about his father. She told him his father lived abroad. Now Michael wanted to step in, just like that? No, she said firmly. You lost that right the day you abandoned me. But Michael wasn't leaving quietly. He started showing up near her house, attending her father's church secretly at the back row, trying to prove his repentance. Please don't forget to click on the follow button before we continue. When Pastor Daniel discovered Michael's return, he nearly exploded with rage. That man will never set foot in this family again, he thundered. He's a disgrace, a liar, a destroyer. Naomi, if you ever speak to him again, you're no daughter of mine. But Michael didn't stop. He approached David at his school one day. The boy came home, excited. Mummy, I met a man today. He says he's my father. Naomi's world crashed. She hadn't prepared for this moment. Tears filled her eyes as she hugged her son. Michael's presence was tearing open old wounds and creating new ones. Naomi was stuck between a father who hated Michael with passion, and a son who was now curious about the man who claimed him. Before we continue, please like, comment, share and follow. One rainy evening, Naomi got a call Michael had been attacked by armed robbers while returning from a vigil. He was in the hospital, unconscious. Naomi's emotions churned. Part of her wanted to ignore it. Another part couldn't bear the thought of him dying without closure. Against her father's wishes, she visited the hospital. There, lying weak and pale, Michael opened his eyes and whispered. Naomi. I don't deserve forgiveness, but please, don't let David grow up hating me. Tears fell from her eyes. She realized this battle was bigger than her anger, it was about the future of her son. But forgiving Michael meant reopening wounds. And if her father found out she had visited him, her relationship with Pastor Daniel might finally collapse beyond repair. Naomi stood at the crossroads, between bitterness and forgiveness, between her father's authority and her son's future. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share and follow for more stories on the pastor's daughter and the chior master. Bye for now.